Burberry takes extreme measures to protect its brand by burning millions of dollars worth of unsold merchandise.
Its annual report let slip that many unsold items were burned.
The company calls the seemingly wasteful method a way to control brand authenticity.
Burberry says it will stop burning its unsold goods immediately.
In terms of targets, we aim to reduce Scope 3 emissions by 46% by 2030 and to be climate positive by 2040.
Luxury. It's a world of exclusivity, prestige and allure, but have you ever wondered what happened to those unsold items? The leftover stock that never finds its way to a customer. I for a while have heard rumours of luxury brands burning their stock, and so I wanted to use this video to find out, are they really burning what's left or does it have a different fate? We're going to uncover the truth behind the opulent waste, or perhaps the clever strategy. Luxury brands have long been associated with the finest materials, impeccable craftsmanship and an image that's built on exclusivity. But what happens when demand doesn't meet supply? What happens when a season ends and there's excess inventory sitting on the shelves? Today we'll explore everything from the shocking rumours of burning products to the world of luxury outlets. We'll even look at how sustainability is reshaping how these brands handle unsold stock. So be sure to stay tuned to the end so that we can unravel the mystery and figure out just how luxury brands navigate the delicate balance of demand, image and waste. For years, rumours have swirled that luxury brands, particularly high-end fashion labels like Burberry, Chanel and Louis Vuitton, resort to burning unsold merchandise. When I first heard this rumour, I actually thought it was a bit of a joke, but it's actually serious. There have been ongoing allegations against some of these luxury brands that instead of maybe discounting stock, they're just burning it. So let's break down some of the facts and look a bit closer at this rumour. So in 2018, Burberry was thrust into the media spotlight when it was revealed that the brand had destroyed nearly £28 million worth of unsold merchandise. This news really shocked the public. £28 million gone up in flames. Burberry had previously defended this decision by stating that it was a necessary step to preserve the brand's exclusivity. They argued that having unsold items sitting around or being resold at discount prices could harm their brand value. However, after facing severe backlash, Burberry announced that they would no longer destroy unsold stock and would move towards more sustainable practices. This was a massive shift that resonated with the public's growing concern over waste in the fashion industry. Burberry's decision marked a turning point in the luxury fashion industry. It wasn't just about destroying excess, it was about public perception. The company was forced to change, and in doing so, it ignited a wider conversation about how the fashion industry handles overstock. But is burning stock common practice in luxury fashion? While Burberry's case was the most widely publicised, it's far from the only brand to face such accusations. Other luxury houses, including Chanel and Louis Vuitton, have faced scrutiny over their handling of unsold stock. However, these companies rarely confirm or deny the rumours, keeping their practices tightly under wraps. In fact, while burning is a controversial method of disposal, it's not as widespread as it once seemed. Many luxury companies have started adopting different methods, especially in the light of growing pressure from both consumers and environmental advocates. And so if they're not burning the stock, what exactly are these brands doing with what's left over? One of the most common ways luxury brands deal with unsold stock is by selling it in outlet stores. These outlets, which can be found all over the world, allow luxury brands to offload excess stock without completely devaluing their image. Outlet malls are a multi-billion-dollar industry. Luxury brands strategically position their outlets in tourist hotspots, discount villages, or high-end shopping areas. These stores feature a carefully curated selection of last season's items, often at prices that can be 30 to 60% off retail. While it's tempting to think of these items as unwanted, discarded goods, the truth is much more strategic. According to Research and Markets, the global luxury outlet market is set to surpass $40 billion by the end of 2025, demonstrating the scale of the importance of these outlets in the luxury retail landscape. But this does create a paradox. Luxury brands rely on the idea of exclusivity, but outlets sell excess stock at discounted prices. How does that work without harming the brand's aura of prestige? To keep things exclusive, luxury outlets often feature slightly different items from those sold at full price stores. Some products are specifically made for outlets, marked with subtle differences in design or material. material. Others are from past collections or samples, meaning they're not necessarily unsellable but simply out of season. Outlet stores allow these brands to balance demand with supply while still maintaining the allure of exclusivity. Another avenue for managing excess inventory is the sample sale or the private sale. These exclusive events, usually by invitation only, allow luxury brands to offload their stock in a more controlled environment, often at significant discounts. Sample sales have been a staple of the luxury industry for years, but in the age of social media, these events have become more coveted. The exclusivity is a huge draw. Sometimes the sales are hosted at undisclosed locations, creating a sense of mystery and excitement. Customers know they're getting access to something rare, and brands keep their items away from the general public. We're also entering a whole new era of sustainability, one where luxury brands are under pressure to not only consider their profits but also the planet. Let's look at how brands like Gucci and Burberry are embracing sustainability. Gucci, for example, has committed to carbon neutrality and is now focusing on upcycling materials for new collections. Burberry, after much backlash, made it clear they would no longer burn their stock and have moved to donate unsold items or recycle materials into new products. Gucci even launched a line called Gucci Off the Grid, which features items made from recycled materials and bio-based fabrics. And this is more than just a trendy move. Customers are now increasingly interested in buying sustainable luxury products. In fact, Burberry has worked with organizations like the Ellen MacArthur Foundation to commit to eliminating waste from their supply chain entirely. This is a big deal in the luxury world. Brands are beginning to realize that their customers expect more than just luxury. They expect responsibility. Luxury brands have always been associated with quality, but today there's a growing emphasis on responsibility. The shift from burning stock to recycling and upcycling is not just in response to consumer demand, but part of a larger movement towards sustainable fashion. It's clear that the way luxury brands approach excess stock is changing. But what about the long-term impact? Can this trend lead to a more sustainable future for high-end fashion? Today's luxury consumer is different. It's no longer just about status or exclusivity. Now there's a growing demand for ethical consumption. This new wave of buyers is more socially conscious, with a keen interest in how their purchases impact the environment. Brands that are seen as wasteful or out of touch with sustainability may risk alienating this new demographic. Younger shoppers are more likely to support brands that align with their values, and they're not afraid to call out brands that don't meet these standards. I also think consumers' willingness to use social media to share their concerns or dissatisfaction with brands is also something that has worked to make brands be more considerate about how they are getting rid of their excess stock. It's no longer just about clearing inventory, it's about maintaining a brand's reputation for ethics and sustainability. So let's talk about money. How does it actually affect a luxury brand's bottom line when they have leftover stock? Well, the answer is more complex than just throwing stuff into outlets or donating it. In the luxury market, overproduction can be a calculated strategy. Some brands intentionally produce more than they expect to sell in order to maintain an air of exclusivity. By controlling supply, they ensure that demand remains high and customers continue to desire their products. This also means that leftover stock doesn't necessarily hurt the brand's bottom line if managed properly. In fact, overproduction can sometimes be more profitable for a luxury brand than underproduction. But with growing concerns about sustainability and waste, this model is beginning to face more scrutiny. To sum it up, the way luxury brands handle their leftover stock has evolved over the years. From the shocking burning of stock to the strategic use of outlets and private sales, the industry has adapted in response to changing consumer demands, financial pressures, and the growing concerns over sustainability. The luxury market is at a crossroads. Can it continue to profit from scarcity, or will it embrace a new era of responsible production and consumption? Only time will tell, but it's clear that the future of luxury is going to look very different than the past.